What's up, ladies? Today we are going to touch on how to lose 20 to 30 pounds by August 31st. I'm going to give you a step-by-step breakdown of all the things you need to do, again, to lose 20 to 30 pounds by August 31st. We're going to go over your nutrition, we're going to go over the exercise, and the habits that need to be applied to get this weight off you. Now, as you pop in, let me know where you're coming from, how your day's going. What's today? Is today Monday? Today Tuesday. Let me know how your week been so far. And then before I start any of these lives, I always want to open up an opportunity. If you are someone who needs help losing your next 20 to 30 pounds and you don't feel like doing it on your own, I'm about to give you a bunch of tips and tricks and value right now. But if you don't feel like doing this on your own and you want me to personally guide you through this so that you can lose the weight and keep it off, comment the word coach. And what's going to happen when you comment the word coach, you will get sent a link. Please, in that link, it's an application. Go ahead, fill out that application. It'll take you less than 1 minute. It'll take like 2 minutes. Go ahead, fill out that application. What it's going to do is it's going to help me filter between who just in my DMs wanting advice versus who actually wants help to get into their goals. So comment the word coach. You'll get sent that DM, fill out that application. It allows me to learn a little more about you, what your goals are, what you're struggling with. Then we'll have a little conversation in the DMs. If things align, we'll jump on a call and then dive deeper into you and your goals. So for all of you ladies commenting coach, just make sure that you get that DM. Okay, someone leave out of here, check their DMs for me and make sure that you got that before we dive in. All right, so what we are touching on today, how to lose your next 20 to 30 pounds before August 31st. The first thing we need to do, is establish what our maintenance calories and what our, no, my services are not free, what our maintenance calories look like, right? That's the first thing we need to do. We need to establish what are our maintenance calories, because you need to put yourself into a calorie deficit, right? You have to put yourself into a calorie deficit. So you first need to establish what are the maintenance calories. So for your next, today's Tuesday, if you're serious about getting a result, tomorrow, track your calories, track what you eat for the entire day. Because if you haven't been losing any weight, you're either overeating or you're eating your maintenance calories right now. So tomorrow, what I want you to do, track your calories. You can use MyFitnessPal, Lose It app, whatever. Track your calories tomorrow. Track every single thing that you eat. Based off of all the things that you eat, you'll establish that number. Now your goal is to eat 500 calories less than that for the rest of the week. Y'all with me? Let me know in the comments if you're with me. Tomorrow, use the Lose It app, MyFitnessPal, whatever. Track your calories and whatever that number says. Let's say you eat 2,000 calories tomorrow. For the rest of the week, you're going to eat 1,500 calories. This is how you figure out how to get yourself into a calorie deficit without having to do any calculations, without having to put anything into an app and find a magic number. This is going based off of what you're truly eating, what your body's already accustomed to. By doing that, you put yourself in a calorie deficit, you should start to lose some weight. You should start to see the scales start to move, because now we're in that calorie deficit. Cool? That's the first step. Now, how do we progress from this? Okay, doc, I've done this. Now I'm eating 1,500 calories. Okay, your next step, now within those 1,500 calories, we need to figure out a way to increase our protein, increase our fiber. Cool? How do we do that? Simple things. Let me add more fruits and vegetables to my diet. Notice how I haven't started telling you to cut carbs or nothing crazy like that. Okay, let's start adding more protein to our diet. So instead of me eating 2 eggs for breakfast, I'm gonna try to eat 4 eggs, and I'm gonna cut back on instead of doing the bagel and two eggs for breakfast, let's do one half of a bagel and 4 eggs, right? Okay, for lunch you typically have a salad. All right, cool. For your salad, instead of the dressing that you typically use, that Caesar dressing, let's go an olive oil based dressing, or let's go a Greek yogurt based dressing, and double our protein, because now we're getting more protein for our meal, right? And for dinner, you typically would eat something heavier for dinner because you don't plan and you want to go eat out because you didn't plan and you end up eating out for whatever. Okay, let's plan ahead this time, right? And now for dinner, let's make sure we have our protein. Let's have 2 to 3 vegetables. And if we go and eat a carb, let's do a low glycemic carb, like a sweet potato, like a damn, why are all them leaving me? Like whole grain bread, right? Like quinoa, something like that, right? Beans, like lentils, something like that with my dinner, you know? So step one, let me know if y'all tracking with me. Step one, track your calories tomorrow. Step two, eat 1,500 calories less from Thursday and on than what you eat tomorrow. Step three, now start implementing more protein and more fiber into your diet by increasing the amount of vegetables that you eat, increasing the amount of protein that you eat. Those two things put you in a position where you should start to see some level of change, right? Some level of results, some level of weight loss, right? That is the first step. And then from there, we continue, right? From there, now nutrition is in order. Then we start going into exercise. But before I transition to exercise, put in the comments. I want to know what questions y'all got. Before I transition to exercise, put in the comments. Let me know what questions y'all got so far. I got all these half drinking water bottles here. What questions do you have around nutrition before we jump into the exercise piece? All right. And while y'all take a moment to type your questions, if you're just popping in, what we talking about is how to lose your next 20 to 30 pounds by August 31st. And I touched on nutrition already. Next, we're going to touch on exercise. I just asked if anyone had any questions so that I can answer questions before we transition. I also opened up an opportunity. If you need help, if more tips and more information is like the last thing that you need now, like you have all the information, but you truly need accountability, motivation, someone to walk you through this thing and hold your hand so that you can truly get to your goals. And you would see benefit from, can you help me and my guy would like to bring him along? Yes, I've worked with couples in the past before. And you would like, and if you see benefit from getting on a call with me getting on a one-on-one call with me every other week, or having a dedicated coach to check on you on a weekly basis, comment the word coach. My services are not free. For those asking, comment the word coach, but I am affordable. Comment the word coach. And then what's going to happen is, you'll be sent an application. On that application, I need to know what your goals are, what you're struggling with. This just lets me filter through the people because I'll be full transparency, y'all. We get like today, over the weekend, I got 400 DMs. 400 DMs over the weekend. And we don't respond to DMs on Sunday because the Lord is good. That's God's day. So I got 400 DMs. And it's impossible to go through all of those people. So that's why we implemented the application. Now I can filter through the people who just want advice and the people who are serious about getting help for their goals. Because I want to make sure those who are serious about getting help for their goals get the ability to get help for their goals. So this is why I started implementing the application rather than just chit-chatting in the DMs because you just want more advice outside of the things that I put here. Cool? All right, so let's keep it rolling. Someone said, is red meat? There's nothing wrong with red meat. Like, red meat is great for you, especially women. Red meat is great for y'all, especially if you're someone who's still going through your cycle. It is higher in iron, so it's going to help if you're dealing with any level of iron deficiency. If you're currently on your period, implementing red meat into your diet is going to be great. Now, if you just don't like eating red meat, that's your business. You don't have to, right? Someone said, I was just diagnosed with diabetes. I'm 6'5", and my doctor said it can be reversed. It can be or can't be. I'm trying to get a plan going, but I don't know where to start. Disney girl, just go ahead and comment the word coach, and I will help you. And we can talk about getting you a plan to reversing your diabetes. So prime example, right? If you're someone with diabetes, your doctor says it can be reversed. That means you're in a stage where things are still pretty decent. If my doctor told me I had diabetes today, a couple things I would look at. One, I'm gonna take a step back and really assess how much carbs do I eat in a day? And what are the type of carbs that I'm eating? When I wake up for breakfast, what do I have first? Do I put creamer and sugar in my coffee? Do I have coffee before I drink water? Do I eat bread or anything in the morning? Okay, what am I eating for lunch? Is it high in bread? Do I do a lot of sauces? Because you have sugar in ketchup, sugar and honey mustard, the dipping sauces that we use. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is high in sugar depending on the brand. So I'm going to look at all of that stuff. Then, okay, now I'm looking at my snacks, right? So if my doctor told me I had diabetes, the first thing I'm gonna look at is where's all of the sugar coming from in my diet and how many times in a day am I eating carbs? Then next step, I'm going to see if I have a high sugar diet, where can I reduce? Can I go low sugar for certain things? Can I swap certain foods for like a low sugar alternative? Okay, doc, I have a sweet tooth. All right. Instead of eating milk chocolate, which is higher in sugar and less in fiber, get dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is higher in fiber, less in sugar, and better for your health. So you're still honoring your cravings so you don't go off the wall, but you're honoring your diabetes as well. So I would first try to make some adjustments there. Then if I'm not exercising, I need to start exercising ASAP. Otherwise, I'm putting my body in a position where I will continue to grow with this diabetes. I will continue to get deeper into sickness. So I need to exercise. So that if my doctor told me I had diabetes, that's exactly what I would, those are the exact things I would do. Have you worked with postmenopausal women? Yes. We've worked with women who are premenopausal, postmenopausal, all the menopauses. And I'm going to show you something. Nope, I'm not going to do that because every time I'll do it on my phone. Every time I try to flip my camera, this joint get the freezing. So I'm going to do it on my phone. Hold on. Yes, I have two phones because work-life balance, you know? But there's one thing that we do for our ladies. I'm gonna show you right here. So if you can see, this is gonna be backwards, but this says hormones, fat loss decoded, right? So one of the things that I'm a big educator, if you can't tell from the conversations that we're having now, one of the things that we teach our ladies, this is part one, I wish I could flip it, but how hormones impact women's weight loss at every stage, right? So this is how we, is one of the things that the ladies like. I try to make sure we touch on in the beginning, and this is where we touch on like the different stages of menopause, all the things that how your body's going to react, the food you need to eat, what exercise needs to look like, etc. Like we go through all of that stuff. Let me see.
Okay, perfect. I'm recording.
So like you may hear it.
So yeah, if we're looking at the hormonal changes, estrogen is going to be key. One of the hormonal changes that really affects everything as we go across.
Okay, so yeah, but dang, I hate hearing myself talk. I don't know how y'all listen to me talk because I am monotone, and when I hear myself, I'm like, but okay. So yes, to answer your question, yes. All right, moving on. Let's go to exercise. I'm trying to cut down on soda intake, starting to lose weight. Awesome. Okay, cool. So moving on, exercise, right? So when it comes to the exercise side of things, here's what that needs to look like, right? First things first, do you exercise in the first place? Because if you're not exercising in the first place, the first thing you need to do is establish an exercise routine. Cool? That's number one. What does this exercise routine need to look like? If I am just getting started, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. That is my first goal. 2 times a week. Don't overcomplicate it. Go in there, do a full body workout. If you got a pen and paper out, get to writing. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This is your full body workout for your first 2 days in the gym. Day 1. Yo, that's funny. I'm actually I'm posting a YouTube video. Probably if my editor gets it done in time, it's gonna go out Thursday. If he doesn't get it done in time, it's gonna go out next Thursday. But it's this, like if you're a beginner at fitness, what is your workout? So I do a whole like what the first month of your workouts need to look, first 2 weeks of your workouts need to look like if you work out at the gym. So that YouTube video is coming out soon, but cool. So someone said exercise is walking for me. Walking is fine, but that's not going to get you the body that you want. I'm going to say it plainly. You cannot get snatched. You cannot get tone. You can't get strong. Y'all want toned arms, unbig your back, all the things that y'all be saying. You want your hips to look a certain way. You want your clothes to sit nicely. When you wear your off-shoulder dresses, you want your shoulders to look amazing. You can't do none of that by just walking. Walking helps you burn calories, which eventually, yes, will allow you to lose weight. But do you want to lose weight and be skinny and frail? Is that what you want? Or do you want to maintain your curves and maintain your figure in the process? If you want to maintain your figure in the process while you are losing weight, the only way you do that is to lift weights. So you have to lift weights. Walking is great for your cardiovascular health, your heart health. It's going to decrease your resting heart rate. A lot of y'all have a high resting heart rate, right? Average resting heart rate when you age is between 60 to 80. If your resting heart rate is higher than 80, you are at risk for heart disease. Little things like that go a long way. So walking helps with that. It helps you live longer. It helps with your heart health. Everything isn't for weight loss. You want to truly burn fat? What's going to be great? Lifting weights. Lifting weights is what helps you burn fat. Lifting weights is what helps you tone up. You build more muscle. Because the difference between walking and lifting weights, when I'm done lifting weights, my body is going to burn, my metabolism is going to be higher, because now my body has to expend the energy to build the muscle that I just broke down during my exercise. Now that I've built more muscle at rest, I burn more calories because I have more muscle mass than I do body fat. So this is why you can have two different people who weigh the same, but one lose weight easily and the other person struggle. One person has a higher metabolism because they lift weights and have a higher body fat percentage. But what y'all want to do is just walk. You want to walk, you want to do HIIT workouts, you want to do these and your step aerobics, which gets you out of breath, right? You lose a couple pounds, but 2 months down the line, you stall out and you're like, I'm not losing weight anymore. Of course, your body got used to all of this. You need to lift weights. That's the only way you keep this thing progressing. So pen and paper, I gave y'all more time. Monday. Let's say I go to the gym on a Monday, right? What I'm going to do, all the muscles in the front of my body. I'm going to do push-ups. And I'm a beginner, right? I'm going to do push-ups. This is a pushing motion in this direction. I'm going to do squats, a dumbbell squat, holding here. Push-ups, dumbbell squat. First superset, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps each. Perfect, right? Now, sorry, I got a thing. Okay, cool. So yeah, first thing, right? So I'm gonna do push-ups and then I'm gonna do a squat. Push-ups here, squat here. Cool. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm gonna do a shoulder press, pushing up here, right? There, shoulder press, and then I can do a lunge, right? That's gonna be my next exercise. I can do a lunge. Now, 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Boom. There goes your workout. Then you do some ab workouts. You do a couple ab exercises, maybe a plank. Because you're new, we don't want to, like, doing all the crunches and stuff is cool, but learn to brace, right? A lot of women, especially if you've had a child, we got to work back. We got to strengthen back your pelvic floor. We got to strengthen your abdomen and your core region. So planks are going to be really good. Do a side plank. Can you do that stuff? Do a tall plank. Cool. That's your workout for the first day. Now, day 2. This is where we're going to do all the muscles in the back. I'm going to do a pulling motion, right? So I'm going to do a dumbbell back row where I'm pulling. Cool. Then I'm going to do a deadlift, a hinging motion where I'm working on my hamstrings and my glutes. Next, now I'm going to do we did a vertical. I'll do a horizontal. We did horizontal. Now I'm doing vertical. So the lat pull down machine, right? I'm going to do one of these, or I can do a reverse fly where I'm working on the upper tops of my back and I'm doing motion like this. And then I'm going to do hip thrust. So I can work on my glutes because I know y'all want to work on your glutes. So those are your 4 exercises. 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Increase your weight as you go. Then do core exercises. This is where we've done bracing on day 1. This is where we can start working on like crunches and leg lifts and like working on the different motions of your abs, twisting, things like that. Because we did bracing one day. Now we're doing functional movement of bending, lifting, twisting, things we do in our daily life. And that is your workout plan. Cool. So I'll pause. What questions do you guys have around exercise? What questions do you have around exercise? Let me know. 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 What questions do you do? What exercises do you do for fat above the knees? So you can't target a specific area. What you need to do is address your nutrition. So go back to step 1. What are you eating? After you do that, do full body exercises because now you need to address your body as a whole. Yes, doing squats, lunges, deadlifts, hip thrusts, all of those leg exercises are going to help. But if you are carrying a higher amounts of body fat, you have to address your nutrition, address your inflammation, and that leads me to, especially if you're having fat hang around your joints and your knees, that lets me know there's maybe some level of inflammation going on. So you need to start implementing more. I don't know why my throat. You need to start implementing more anti-inflammatory foods. Sorry. more anti-inflammatory foods like like ginger, turmeric, black pepper, onions. Those are going to be really good anti-inflammatory foods that you can implement. Moving on. Someone said any type of movement. All right, cool. All right, so there goes exercise. And now the last and final thing, right? If you're finding this valuable, and just let me know in the comments if you're finding this valuable, period. Let me know in the comments if you're finding this valuable. But what I was going to say is the last and final thing is going to be mindset, right? Mindset. Because everything I just said is irrelevant if you do not have the proper mindset as you go into this thing. A lot of y'all think that you haven't worked out for X amount of time. You've been doing all the things wrong for X amount of time. And then you step on this, and then you do 1 week of consistency and expect to lose 5 to 10 pounds. It don't work out that way. You can work out for 3 weeks straight and not lose 1 pound. Does that mean you are doing things wrong? No. It could easily just mean your body needs time, right? Your body needs time to get to the places that you need to get to. We're trying to undo habits that you've been doing for years. We're trying to undo some internal changes that have been laying the groundwork for years. You didn't just, for my people who have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, that didn't happen overnight. Diabetes is a silent killer because it develops over a long span of time. High cholesterol develops over a long span of time. Arterial disease, heart disease, all of these things develop over a long span of time. But you expect to be consistent for 2 weeks and all of a sudden you're going to undo years of bad habits. It doesn't work out that way. Like for our programs, so we have different programs. We have a 3-month, a 6-month, and a year-long program. We have different options depending on what people need. In our 3-month, I guarantee people that you're going to lose at least 15 to 30 pounds in 3 months. And we have a guarantee in place. If I don't help you lose at least 15 pounds, I work with you for free until you do. Because I truly care and I want you to lose the result. And I understand that sometimes it does take a little longer. You can be doing all the right things. It just takes a little time to get the weight off. However, there has to be a certain level of consistent effort. And that is where we go wrong. Doc, I had a lady sign up like 2 months ago, and in her first week, she's like, "All right, Doc, I've been following the plan," and it was like Wednesday. It was Monday. She signed up like on a Friday. She started on Monday. On Wednesday, she's following the nutrition plan we put in place. On Wednesday, she messaged me and was like, "All right, Doc, I've been following the plan. Can I expect to lose like 7 pounds this week?" And I'm like, bro, I'm like, no, like it doesn't work that way. Just because you've been eating healthy for 2 days, 3 days, doesn't mean you're going to lose 7 pounds this week. And you didn't exercise this week. So like this stuff takes time, y'all. Like this stuff takes time. Whether you've been in the thick of things, whether you're just getting started, like this stuff truly takes time. And that is the part that no one wants to, like the part that we all try to skip. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to be we don't want the journey to be forever. But if you go into this realizing like, or not even, if looking at it this way of, yes, I want to lose weight, but you're also trying to get healthy. Like that is the ultimate goal, y'all. Like, yes, we want to look good, etc. But y'all ever heard of like skinny fat people? Like you could look good, but have terrible health. Prime example, like all of the celebrities that we're hearing who are getting sick, dropping left and right from this disease here, this disease there. And you only worried about weight loss. I'm trying to help you live long. Like that is the ultimate goal. So if you go into this thing of like, yeah, I want to lose weight, but I also want to be healthy. Because we always think about sorry, my phone keeps going off. I'm putting this thing on Do Not Disturb. They're distracting me. But we always think about like, oh yeah, I'm going to exercise because I need to get this weight off. Why not just exercise? Like Not exercise to get the weight off, exercise because it's good for you. Like it's a part of your health. The same way you brush your teeth every day for hygiene. Why do you think your joints start hurting? Like things we overlook. Dang, like we joke about it. Oh, when you turn 30, your knees start talking to you. You wake up and you just be in pain. And we joke about it. Like when you get you eat Joe, and I saw Grace's boutique. My program isn't one size fit all. I don't do one size fit all. It's not cookie cutter. We customize everything to each individual. One of my clients is in here, Danielle, and she can attest to this. But like I don't do cookie cutter because your body is completely different than her body. But like all the things we joke about of like, oh, you just turned 35, now my knee's starting to hurt. Why do you think those things happen? Like you're getting older. You're not exercising, you're not moving, you don't stretch, you don't lift weights, you don't do anything. And gravity is just beating you up. We sit all day long. And of course your knees gonna hurt when you do certain activities. Of course you're gonna be stiff because you're not doing anything to combat the stiffness. We think we just supposed to be limber. No, your muscles are shrinking. Like it's use it or lose it, right? What happens to muscle over time? If your muscles are not, think about, prime example. Think about it this way. When you know how like when astronauts, y'all know when the astronauts go up to space and they're up there for a long time, when they come back, they have to they need time to readjust because there's no gravity. So their muscles atrophy, right? Now us here, yes, we have gravity all the time, but I say that to say like your muscles are going to, you lose your muscle mass as you're not using it. So you may have had all of this strength when you were younger. Now as you're getting older, you're losing muscle mass. What happens when you lose muscle mass? Your muscles get tighter, they get smaller, they get shorter. Now it's harder for you to do this. It's harder for you to stretch and reach down and touch your toes because you're doing what I'm doing right now. We sit all day long. Of course your hips are tight. You are sitting in this bent position the entire day. Yes, of course you have low back pain. You're sitting like this all day long. Or you're like this. Like, of course you have neck pain. But what do you do to combat that? Nothing. We think a 10-minute walk after work is going to be the solution. It's a start, but it's not the solution. The solution is actually creating some time to work on your health. Because you're going to be rich in money, but have a low quality of life in your 60s and 70s because you don't want to take time to prioritize your health. I rebuke it for you. I'm not speaking it on your life. I'm just saying. At some point, you just need to at some point, you need to make adjustments. You know what I mean? Let me pull up the stats because y'all know I am a coach specifically for women, right? I don't feel like doing research. I'm going to put in ChatGPT. I'm going to put in the ChatGPT and I'm going to read it off to y'all, right? What are the age-related changes that happen to women per decade without exercise and proper eating? Putting in the ChatGPT because I do not feel like doing research. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna read this off to y'all, and we're gonna land this plane. Okay. First thing, I asked, what are the age-related changes that happen to women every decade as you all age without proper nutrition and an exercise plan in place? Number one, muscle loss. That's what I was just talking about. Women can lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade. After 30, raise your hand, put a 1 in the chat if you're older than 30. After 30, it accelerates. No. It accelerates after 50. Sorry, I read wrong. I need to go back to school. But so women can lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade after 30. Once you hit your 50s, it accelerates. Why? Probably menopause and some of hormonal change and the hormonal changes that happen during those stages. So you're losing muscle mass. Imagine trying to get in shape in your 50s versus your 30s. It's going to be completely different, right? It's going to be an uphill battle trying to get in shape and start your weight loss journey in your 40s and 50s versus your 30s. And now you're just maintaining throughout. So that's the first thing, muscle loss. Number two, increased fat storage, especially visceral fat. What is visceral fat? Visceral fat is the fat around your organs. This has so many different comorbidities. You can have fatty liver disease, which, if not addressed, can lead to death. So your fat redistributes from your hips, your thighs to your belly region. How many of y'all have stubborn belly fat? What is the solution? Exercise, eat healthy. Not healthy, but eat better, right? This leads to inflammatory and risk for heart disease, insulin resistance, high cholesterol. How many of y'all struggle with that? Why? Lack of exercise, nutritional nutritional decisions. So increased fat storage. I promise I'm not trying to just beat you up. I just need to you need to know the facts so that you can make a more informed decision about your life. Number 3, it gave me 10. I'm gonna just list a few more. And I'm gonna go through this quicker. Poor blood sugar control. So all my people who have you're at higher risk for pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, etc. Energy crashes after meals. How many of y'all are tired after lunch? All the time, right? You need to pay attention to that. Bone loss. We see in our older generation how a lot of them used to be frail and hunched over as they age. Why? They wasn't thinking about exercise and going to the gym and doing all of this stuff. They was trying to survive. They was trying to make it through. We have the luxury to focus on these things. Yet you don't want to do it. Just know you lose bone loss as you get older. Estrogen is protective of bone density. As your estrogen decreases, now you're at higher risk for bone-related issues. So you may be able to fall right now. It's going to take you a couple days to feel better. Imagine falling when you're in your 50s, your 60s, and your 70s. That's going to lead to a hospital trip. Falls are one of the falls in the elderly are one of the common causes of death because it's just hard for them to recover from that. Think about it. Cognitive decline, mood swings, poor sleep and recovery, chronic inflammation, and I'm done. So, you have the information. Now the question is, what are you going to do with it? Because if that doesn't give you the kick to start taking better care of your health, I don't know what else will. You can keep trying to search for the motivation. Doc, I don't have any motivation. You can keep trying to search for this magic motivation that I don't know where you plan to get it from. Or you can just say, I'm trying to get my health together. I'm going to stop playing and I'm going to do what I need to do. Because motivation ain't coming. You can keep searching for it. It ain't coming. Consistency, it's just not coming, right? Because you can be motivated. Just because this video is probably, what I'm saying right now may motivate you. But it's the same thing like we go to church. You're hype on Sunday, but you don't talk to God all week. Then you go back for your fix the next Sunday. You don't talk to God all week and wonder why you're not growing in your spiritual journey or not growing within that realm. Because you got to apply. It's a consistent effort. Motivation ain't always going to be there. You just have to make it up in your mind. I'm going to do something every single day to work on my goals, regardless of how I feel. Do I always feel like going to the gym? Absolutely not. I do not. I just got back today. Did I feel like working today? No, I didn't feel like doing a goddamn thing. I just got back. Literally, I'm running off of 4 hours of sleep right now. We were in Houston all weekend, celebrating my wife, went to Cry Out Conference, praise the Lord, all weekend. I'm tired. And then it's funny, we went from a Cry Out Conference, praising the Lord from Thursday to Sunday, and then Sunday at 5 p.m. we were at the club. And then yesterday we were celebrating Cinco de Mayo with friends. Balance, you gotta have balance. And now I'm tired. We didn't go to sleep till 12 something. We had a flight at 6 in the morning. And then we came here, and I have 2 kids, so going to sleep right now ain't a thing. So that's life. Am I motivated to do anything right now? No. But am I on live? Yes, because I said I was going to be on live. Am I going to work out tomorrow? Absolutely. Because I need to get back into my rhythm by force. Otherwise, I could waste a whole week. I'd be eating terrible. I could waste a whole week. I only ate once today, just like y'all. My stomach hurts though. But I'm going to get back on my diet tomorrow. Not diet, but I'm going to get back on my eating, do what I need to do, get back into a rhythm. Not because I'm motivated, because I don't have no motivation whatsoever. It's just, this is my lifestyle. It's a part of what I do. And I want the same for you. So enough about me. This is about you. I want the same for you. Cool? Cool. All right, I'm going to take 2 more questions and I'm going to get up out of here. Because I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm sleepy. So I'm going to take 2 more questions. And then I'm going to let y'all go live your lives. I'm going to do the same. Yeah, let me know. And if you're commenting the word coach, the people who have the question, put that in here. If you comment the word coach, if you're watching the replay, here's what's going to happen. I'll be 100% honest. We get about minimum, I get 100 to 200 DMs a day, minimum. Some of them are just people saying thank you. Some are just like, yes, doc, I need help with this, but then they get busy. I get it. It's life. People are busy, but I get easily 100 DMs per day. So what's going to happen when you comment the word coach? You are going to get a message. The first message is automated just because I can't message you while I'm on here. The first message is automated. What's going to happen? It sends you an application. Fill out the application. It just gives me a little information about what your goals are, what you're struggling with, and why this is important to you and how committed you are. That's all I need to know. Based off of that, then we actually have a conversation. Everything else from there is a human. But the first message is automated so that I can get the information to you quicker. Then we have a conversation in DMs. Let's talk a little more. Okay, you want to lose weight. Why? Like, why do you want to lose weight? Why is this important to you? Oh, you're struggling with, like, I'll ask someone like, okay, so, what are you struggling with? Diet. What the heck does that mean? Like, there's so many different things that can happen when you say the word diet. So be descriptive, it helps, because then I got to ask you less questions. What are you struggling with? Diet. What are you struggling with? Exercise. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, learn a little more about you. If things align, I'll send you a link to book a call. We get on a call. This is where we really get to deep dive into what your goals are a little deeper, what you're struggling with a little deeper. And then we start to build out a plan of what the next couple months are going to look like to get you to whatever goal that you have. And then I'll present you some options based off of our programs and what I think may be the best fit for you. And we go from there. And you just make an informed decision. I'm not going to force it down your throat. If you want help, cool, let's make it happen. If you don't, so be it. It ain't your thing. I understand it. I ain't going to force it on you. But at the end of the day, I just want to help you get healthy. Cool? So comment the word coach, and that's what we're going to talk about. And again, pricing varies. I have some programs that start at $199. I have other programs that are a little more. It truly varies. Like, I have an app. I got an app that's $19.99. Please, we're not getting on a phone call to talk about my app. You can just go look at that and you get a 7-day free trial. But our programs vary in pricing. Why? Because everyone's program is different. Like, I have ladies come to me who want to lose 100 pounds by the end of the year. One, it's unrealistic, but I have people come to me who want to lose 100 pounds versus I got ladies who they just want to lose like 10 pounds, work on a little bit of belly fat and learn how to eat. Or I got some people who truly just need help with their nutrition. So it varies, right? So I don't like throwing out a blanket price because it's like your stuff may be different. And I try to make it make sense for you. I get it. It's, Trump is trumping and life is lifing. So we try to figure something out. I'm not a big discount person, but we'll figure something out. Just truly, like, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I started to talk how I talk outside of this. But at the end of the day, I just want to help. And we're going to figure out how to make it make sense. If this is something that you are truly dedicated and trying to reach your goal, at the end of the day, I'm going to take care of you. We're going to figure it out. Cool? All right, let me look at these 2 questions and get up out of here so I can go love on my people before they go to sleep. Is skipping / jumping rope a good form of exercise for trying to lose weight? Yes, absolutely. That is going to be great. If your knees can handle it, your feet can handle it, jump away. Jump away. It's going to be great. Moving on. I see no other questions. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for the screenshots. You are welcome. I'm not sure what screenshots you are referring to, but you are welcome. You could be referring to probably the piece of content that I just posted with the screenshots of the food, of the breakfast options, but you're welcome. Alrighty, peace and blessings. Y'all have an amazing rest of y'all evening, and I will put the replay up. So if you're watching the replay, the replay will go up in 2 minutes. I have to create a fancy, pretty title for it, and then I'm going to put the replay up. So this will be up so that you guys can come back to it as much as you need to. And that's it. Peace. See you in the DMs.